Hi, I'm Howard Quackenbush with Delta Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. At this time of year, we're starting into the Little League football season. This is my son Drake, and he just picked up his football equipment. As we were doing that, we had a thought that many moms and dads are unfamiliar with how to properly size football equipment for the youth. So we thought today we'd take a minute and show you what we did for Drake, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you. To start with, we'll start with the pants. The leg padding comes with a knee pad, a thigh pad, a hip pad, and a tailbone pad. Now this can come in either a slip-on girdle, but it's much less expensive to buy the basic snap-in pads with the basic small, medium, or large type pant. They're easy to do. They snap into the waistline, and then the thigh pads and the knee pads slip into internal pockets that way. So we'll have Drake put those on. The important thing to remember on these things is the knee pad needs to be over top of the kneecap. Too often as kids are growing, the pad gets too high and you have a pad at the top of the knee and nothing protecting the kneecap. Or the youth like to wear them too low so that the hip pad is not over top of the iliac crest. So when they're on, you'll just tighten them up, and ideally this pad will be up over top of the hip, thigh pad, and knee pad. And if you turn around, then the tailbone pad is properly over the tailbone like that. Next, we have the shoulder pads. Now, the shoulder pads also come in small, medium, and large. When the youth puts them over top of their head, you want to make sure that the edge of the main pad comes right to the tip of the shoulder. Then the shoulder padding comes over top of that to protect the end of the shoulder. Too often, kids want to have pads that are either too big to make them look larger, and they end up slopping around in them, or they want to have pads that are very delicate so they can be the passer or the catcher, but then they don't protect the shoulder. They'll sit too shallow, exposing the AC joint. So therefore, it's important to go ahead and have them properly in that with the edge of the shoulder right at the end of the shoulder pad. Now, to size them, put them on, you basically will have two options. This option has a buckle. Others will have a T-strap that comes down and will T-clip right into that. But that's typically how you'll do your shoulder pads that way. Once they're cinched up, they should ride fairly steady. They shouldn't be cutting into the throat or sliding over on the neck. They should ride pretty well. Now, most importantly is helmet choice. An important thing to remember on helmets is that each one of them have a warning on the back that's the Knock-Say warning. Oftentimes, helmets will be outdated. A helmet that's been used for 3 seasons needs to be reconditioned. Proper fit is crucial. There's a big push to protect youth from concussions, and the helmet and proper fitting is critically important. I have several helmets today to show some differences. This first helmet is a beautiful Delta Rabbits older helmet. I'll have Drake put that on. And what you notice is this one sits too high in the back, it doesn't hit the back of the skull, and his ear hole doesn't fit. The 3 places you need to make sure is that the brow pad comes to 1 inch above the eyebrows, the ear holes match up, and the occiput of the skull is covered by the base of the helmet. So this one's too small, so we'll take that away from him. Just for contrast, we have one that's too big. A lot of youth players get a helmet and they're hopeful that the youth will be able to grow into it. But now as you can see with this one, the pad's too low, it's there, and most importantly, it wobbles too much. This will not protect him in a collision. In Drake's case, he fits a large, and we'll have him put this one on. You can tell the difference here. So, properly fit, the brow pad is about 1 inch above his eyebrows. The ears are in the ear hole, and it covers the base of the occiput. If those 3 factors are met, the last piece that's important is that the cheek pads are touching on both sides of the cheeks. If you get the helmet fit, but the cheek pads don't fit, you can either add air on some of them to increase the contact, or you can get removable pads that will also make that helmet a better fit, and your sporting goods store can help you with that. Choosing the proper equipment is critically important for youth sports, and if you can get the proper helmet fit, shoulder pads, thigh pads, it'll make the opportunity to compete in sports much more enjoyable. Thank you for taking time to watch our short video cast. We hope this is helpful, and if you have questions or concerns, we're always available at Delta Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine.